श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। उकारस्वन्धकारो वै उकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। अनायासेन येनास्मात् मुच्येयं भवबन्धनात् तन्मे सञ्चिप्य भगवन् केवलं कृपया वद। We have been looking at Vakya Vritti of Adi Shankara. As you have seen, after Karma Yoga, Vedanta study, Veda study, Vedantic study, Prasthanatrayam, Smriti, Shruti. When you study all these, the summit is Vedanta, Upanishads, and in Upanishads it's Mahavakyam. And in hundreds of Mahavakyams there are 4 Mahavakyams which you have been seeing. And in the 4 Mahavakyams there is one Mahavakyam which is considered to be the most important. That is Tat Tvam Asi, which occurs in Chandogya Upanishad. The whole Vakya Vritti is dealing with that one Mahavakyam, Tatparya Vakyam. What is Mahavakyam? We have seen the Tatparyam is the Jivatma, Paramatma, Aikya Vakyam. Says the Aikyam of Jivatma, Paramatma. And as per Vedanta, whatever knowledge you have, whatever other pursuits you have done, will be still inadequate if you have not a confirmed knowledge of Jivatma, Paramatma, Aikya. Why? Why the Guru finally tells that what you are looking for is yourself? Because the ultimate quenching of the thirst, the ultimate end of the search of any human being can happen only when the human being is convinced that there is nothing beyond me. There is nobody to fear of. I am not having any shortcoming. I am not short of anything. It's certain. Even in normal, common knowledge, at any time if you find somebody who is bigger than you in something, you feel something lacking in you. That makes you miserable. That makes you sad. If you are a human being, there is no escape from that. It will happen. In 2 conditions it may not happen. Absolutely you are lost yourself, you have no thought. You are in samadhi, you are in sleep. It will not happen because you don't have a mind to think about it. Of course, you can create certain conditions equal to that. You are full of bhakti, you are completely dissolved in a particular idol or particular deity that you love. You may be absolutely absolved in that for some time, but it may take some time for you to get completely absorbed and reach. But even then, jnanam is necessary because that would be a temporary phase. You forget yourself. That happens in sleep also. You forget yourself in certain conditions. Even drug, you can forget yourself under chloroform influence. But once and for all, this shortcoming, this urge in the human being has to go. It is confirmed and it has been accepted by tradition. And we have seen for thousands and thousands of years it's working. Somehow you get this knowledge. Whether you go in whatever path you have bhakti, you have karma, you have yoga. If you are sincere in whatever you are doing, ultimately it happens. But there are different ways. A straight path, as Ramana Maharshi says, is straight. It is straight and simple. Who am I? You inquire. Instead of telling neti, neti, instead of negating everything, you just catch hold of yourself. Where that vritti happens, where that knowledge takes place. And then that inquiry will lead you to that. There may be different ways, but in Vedanta, it is considered to be most important. The summit of knowledge wherein we have come is in Vakya Vritti Tattvamasi we are seeing. And we see in the first two slokas, Adi Shankara, with his genius approach, has given the whole summary of what is he going to talk about. Even though it is Mangalacharanam, it is worship of God and Guru. In that itself, he was able to explain what is he going to talk about, the whole thing. And that is a lakshanam of presentation. And from 3rd to 10th sloka, it is a preparatory stage which sets the scenario, how this Guru-Sishya Samvada, Guru-Sishya relationship is taking place. It's an introduction that is given because it's going to be a big vichara and Mahavakyam. The scene setting has to be appropriate and we need to understand it in its perspective. That's what Adi Shankara is trying to put here in these verses from 3 to 11. We've seen in the previous sloka, Tapatraya Ankas Santaptaha. Then he says, Kaschit Uddigna Manasaha, a disturbed mind. And he also need to have Samadhi Sadhana Yuktaha, Sadgurum Paripruchyati. And he need to have sadhana chatustrayam. We have seen what is sadhana chatustrayam, we all know. And he also should have a disturbed mind. It can't be, that disturbed mind shows that he has got viraga, he has got vekaha, he's got all these qualifications. Nobody comes to Vedanta, comes to a guru just as a hobby. Okay, let's also go and listen to this. Especially for Vedanta, nobody comes. So it clearly says Udvigna Manasaya, and he is disturbed, he has got an agitated, disturbed mind. That disturbance is not because of shortcoming or something like that, because he wants to know what it is. And that has been caused by Tapatrayarka Santaptaha. It's like a sun scorching this Tapatrayam, the Adhyatma, Adibhautika, Adidaivika, disturbances. Problems. These problems definitely one in a Kaschit. Kaschit here means 1 in a million, 1 in a lakh, 1 in many thousands. Only try to understand or have come to know because of Priva Janma, Karma. Not all need to think about it. Because the whole life can be just spent in material fulfillment. It's not prayascha sreyascha. The praise and praise come to man, it approaches. But only a wise man, Dhiraha, is selecting Shreyas. And not just in this Janma. It is out of the results of many Janmas. If we have taken up something, we can be very sure especially when we are not going after materials and try to understand why the dukkam is happening, why I am not be able to happy all the time. Sometimes I am happy, all the time I am not happy. That very knowledge itself, don't think that it is because of I am intelligent, I got that knowledge. I think this knowledge to take place, even this initiation to take place is God's grace and a lot of punyas in many janmas. Therefore, we should not miss it. To come to the entrance, you just go to the entrance of a palace. And the whole garden is there, so many, all Rambas and Urusis are inviting you, and you can't just miss that. You have to enter in that palace. It's something that once it has occurred, I just saw that, okay, it has occurred and let me go back. Maybe a great miss. It's Manushya Janmam, and that too in Manushya Janmam, this thing to happen, it is very rare. Only a few. And Bhavan also says, many thousands of janmas, one person comes. Manushyanam sahasraha. Many thousands, not only one. And that person only it happens, and that person comes to this level. And then in this sloka he says, Kripaya vada. Hey Bhagavan. This is Hey Bhagavan. It itself shows the attitude. Hey Bhagavan is calling, addressing the Guru, Hey Bhagavan, O Lord. Kripaya vada. Because it's just grace. You can't, a real Guru who is self-realized, who is attained, who is a Mutta Purushaha, a Shrotriya Brahmanishtaha. There is no need, any compulsion for you. You can't go and give money or fruits. Because you have given good fruits, he will not teach. So, only out of his own grace he has to teach. So that's why he is putting all appropriate words. And also, why this person should go and ask for knowledge, because Jnani also, we have seen many people, even to a Jnani, people go to just get some blessing. I want son. I want a good job or something. Even if you Paramacharya, if you see about 200 people visit him in a day, maybe about 195 would go to get some blessing to something happened. In all wedding invitation, they put Paramacharya in Anugrahaturudan, Paramanugrahaturudan. With the Anugrah of Paramacharya, this marriage, whether they have actually got it or not, we don't know. In all wedding invitations, it's there. Because we need the grace of God or Guru, particular fulfillment of our requirement. Therefore, it is important for the Shishya also to be clear, to go and say what the Shishya wants. So that also Adishakara is putting it here. And this meeting of Guru and a particular Shishya for this kind of realization is something amazing. It's not just intellectual. It's not just quest. If you look at anything, Vivekananda meeting Sri Ramakrishna, any particular Shishya ultimately reaching a particular Guru where his quest is quenched, where his urge is settled down. If you look at it, it's all highly dramatic, highly emotional, highly divine. You take even, see, here, the Pīṭāḍipati here is Oṅkārananda Swami. His Guru is the Diksha who gave Diksha to him is Chidbhānanda Swami. Chidbhānanda Swami himself is well known for his discipline, for his tapas, and revival of Sanatana Dharma in South India, because there were a lot of atheists and anti-religious movement in South India. At the time he was born here to revive the whole Sanatana Dharma and everything, spiritual life. And such a person, he himself was impressed with Mahendranath Gupta because his whole life was changed by one single book, Gospel, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. When he was studying in Presidency College and staying in Victoria hostel in those days, he wanted to buy this book. And somebody who went to buy the book was holding it in his hand. Well, just a book. He was so perturbed. He just wanted to grab that book from him. And that book was, he was worried whether that fellow will buy the book from the second-hand bookseller under a tree. In those days, under a tree, somebody will be selling the second-hand books. And finally, that fellow, he just told. All these fellows started telling Ubadesam. Something like that. He was just ridiculing the book and just throwing it on the carpet spread by the bookseller. Then Chidbhananda Swamiji took it and he paid 1 rupee for that book. That changed his whole life. Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. And he himself describes, and that Gospel of Ramakrishna, you all know that is written by M. Mahendranath Gupta. And Akhilandeswara, there was Akhilananda. There was a monk in Ramakrishna Math. He took Chidbhananda Swamiji to Belur Math. On the way, they met Sivananda Maharaj and he gave Diksha. And then he took him to Calcutta. There, suddenly one day he said, I am going to take you to this Mahendranath Gupta. Actually, Chidbhananda Swamiji did not know his full name at that time because it was young. So he asked, who is this? Who is this Mahendranath Gupta? And so Maharaj was telling him, this is the person who wrote the Gospel. And his whole body was thrilling and trembling, and he could not believe that he is going to meet a person who has changed his life. And he describes that. The first meeting, how it goes, Mahendranath Gupta, he sees, and the whole, it was something like electrifying. The way in which he receives people, the way in which he stands, looks. This is how it is inspired. And that Mahendranath Gupta, when he met Ramakrishna, how it was, he describes. He writes it. Look at this chain. It is not a very simple thing. It is something divine. It is not intellectual. It is absolutely divine and beyond human intellect and human knowledge. That's why even Hinduism, Sanatana Dharmam, by one Mahatma, that Shiva, the brother of Paramacharya, he writes, Sanatana Dharmam has got many glories, exclusivity, like karma, papa punyam, no other religion says about it. And so many deities, option to karma yoga, jnana yoga, all kinds of things you can keep on, and liberation here and now. There are so many exclusive things that our Vaidika Dharma, and we call it Vaidika Dharma. And he says, this is a religion which is called Daivika Matam, divine. I personally felt this Mahatma is telling something what he experienced personally. This divinity, that a man must first become divine. Then only Atma, all these things. You should become pure first. Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Ekagrata. When it happens, you are actually lifted from the humanhood to divinehood. Satyam. And this Mahatma has found it out. Everybody is talking about Hinduism, but I will tell you one thing. This is the Matam of, this is Daivika Matam. It lifts man from human level to divine level. That's the most important thing, because here there is a sect of people who communicate with Agni Bhagavan, who communicate with Varuna Bhagavan, who communicate with all these celestial Bhagavans, which you don't believe now. Where it rains, it is fire. And it's not that simple. This is where the whole thing started. The human beings lifted themselves up and they could communicate with the Devatas, and then the higher levels. There are different stages. If we miss this, the connectivity between human beings and Devas, that is what is Yajna, Yaga, Homa, all these things. There is something divine in man. Leave alone Atma. Atma is far away in that. That divine aspect itself, Atma is exhibiting itself at that stage. Atma is exhibiting itself everywhere. Is something is existing, that is Atma. But how do you get closer to that? There is no hop, step and jump. There is no hop, step and jump. For some it may happen. But at least every realist soul, we understand in their life. You take Ramakrishna, you take Vivekananda, you take Ramana Maharshi, any person is driven by some force, is taken, lifted up from this human level to a divine level. Is very clear. Not a single person has not crossed this and got realization. I have not seen, at least. If somebody has seen, please tell me. Let me learn about it. I have not seen a single person. That's why I am talking about Siddhvana Swamiji, talking about Prajnanananda Gupta. And when he found Ramakrishna, it's not even about education. It's not even about Upanishad. It's not even about Sanskrit. These are all building blocks. There is something beyond all these things. What is that? It is something, a connection, a satsangam, a connection between a Sishya and a Guru. And in every story it is repeated, invariably. And Prajnanananda Guru is such a learned person, scholar. He was a professor himself and everything. And in one of the first meetings, the conversation with Sri Ramakrishna, he casually says, we educated people, should we not go and tell the people that it is just stone? Nirgunam Brahma is the ultimate. Should we not go and teach people? Ramakrishna called him. Hey, are you sure in the stone there is no Chaitanya? Do you know? Look at this question. The question itself is like a fantastic question. You are an intellectual, now you know Nirgunam Brahman, it is a stone, and actually Nirgunam Brahman is not stone. But actually it's a paradoxical situation, but that Nirgunam Brahman is everywhere. It must be in the stone also. There is a great teaching there. And when he listens to this, his ego is crushed. That is something. Again, when somebody else tells this, probably Mahendranath Buddha would not have killed, accepting it. Yeah, it's all right, man. I know better than you. This is what every one of us think. I know better than you. But here, he can't tell that to Sri Ramakrishna. He could see that divinity. He could see the power in which he is talking. He should see the satyam, the words that produce that satyam in him. Therefore, all my qualifications, all the grade that I have, everything is just crushed in a second. And I just prostrate. Oh, this person is opening my eyes. There are two aspects coming up here. Absolute surrender. Involuntary. To another human being who is in flesh and bone. How does it happen? This is something amazing. There's two human beings, let it be father, son, husband, wife. After the person has become adult, nobody agrees with the other person. The toughest thing I have seen in my life, personal experience, is two persons getting together. I can get any number of gadgets. That's why now the human beings are interacting with machines. I want a car, I want Kindle, I want iPad, I want all kinds of machineries which will not argue with me. Any human being, now see, the contact between a human being and another human being is becoming a rarity within the house, within even an organization, even in companies. Nowadays they give freedom in Deloitte. In Accenture, you can work from home also. You can work from anywhere. You need not come to office and work. Yes, there are people who don't go to office at all. Everything is done by mail. And you can work from any airport. I have been doing it for many years. Most my office was airport and airplane. So all CEOs operate because you don't have time. And you car between the airport and a meeting. From one meeting, the other meeting, you work. Your office works wherever you are. It is called ubiquitous. You have heard the word ubiquitous? That's the latest word. Not latest, 6 years old, because I know that word 6 years before. Ubiquitous is the latest technology in IT, anytime, anywhere, anybody. That you can do anything from anywhere, you can access. That's called ubiquitous. That means this is now happening. This concept came some 7 years before. It was muted by IBM. That means you can have a laptop, a mobile, a television, anything, any gadget which can do the function of the other. You need not have a particular thing. So in Japan, if you have one mobile phone, everything is done. Bank transaction you can do. In India it has come. You can travel in train, you can travel in bus. Everything is loaded in the mobile phone. And you got a Bluetooth. And you just keep it in your pocket, that's all. You need not even take it out. It communicates with the gate. And you want to go to your office also, there was this finger identification previously, now it's not necessary. You just keep your mobile phone. It identifies you. that kind of communication. So that means it's very difficult that two minds coming together. So difficult. The most difficult thing, the most important, successful accomplishment in the world is to make one man to listen to you. Why should a man listen to the other man? I'm not talking about class and just acting and hypocritic, all those things I am not talking. I am talking about the real acceptance. Maybe you will sit in the class and then go say this. I will be talking all these things here. It's my headache. Not that. I am talking about involuntary, happy, absolutely. Ramana Maharshi told, I have seen that I am being swallowed, but that swallow is so nice and enjoyable. It is something similar. Even to go and surrender to a guru, you are being swallowed by the guru, but you are happy that you are being swallowed. That all these things come in this picture. Hey Bhagavan. So if you look at any guru, that Shishya, that guru in the parampara, this kind of reverence, this kind of divinity has been there. It is not just a relationship between two individuals. It is not even intellectual thing. It is not even just urge to know something. It is about whole life that I want to get liberated, and I see this person is emanating and self-effulgent, and I want to just completely surrender to this person. That has happened. It has happened to all Mahatmas when they have seen their gurus. And that's why he says, Kripaya, out of your compassion. Kevalam Kripaya. He says, Kevalam Kripaya. Vada. And also he says, Sanchipya. It's not like, as I told, 485 slokas in Veka Shudamani. Not elaborate, but if you could be gracious enough to teach me in a very comprehensive and short way. What is that you want to teach me? Tat me vada. What is that tat? The tat is moksha sadhanam. Refers to moksha sadhanam. Tat, that which will liberate. That will liberate me, to me, vada, tell me. The human mind, actually it also says, what is that liberation? Mucheyam asmat bhava bandhanat. The bandhanat, from the bondage. And I have also told in the previous class, the word bhava has two meanings. One is, it also means Shiva, bhavaya namaha. The bhava is always existing. That is one meaning. The other meaning is bhuhu, that is permanent. To be is one meaning. The other meaning is changing, permanently changing. Bhuhu, to become. That means this bandhana, this bondage is not one single thing. It keeps changing from person to person, from time to time. From one bondage, if I get out, I get into another bondage. This is going to a place for holidays. Supposing you decide, you sit in a house, you decide you are going for a holidays. If somebody decides for you, you don't like it. You feel it as a bondage. Four people say, I want to go here, I want to go here. Finally you say, okay, we all can go. But if somebody says you have to go, you just go like this. I want to go to seashore. Somebody says, no, let us go to a mountain today. You do go there to the mountain, but in your inner heart you don't really relish it. Yes, it happened to me once. There was a CEO. His name was Raman. One of the most brilliant guys I have seen. He studied in MIT in Tambaram. He can just write codes like anything, 100 times faster than anybody else. He's a brilliant, born genius. And all you have seen all these genius, they would be very abnormal. They won't be normal. Like Archimedes, they just run away without any interest. They don't even know. He came to Japan once. And it is our culture in corporate to go outdoor and have a meeting. It's a culture. When we want something out of the box thinking, we want to compete with the competitor and come out with some brilliant ideas. All the top brains, guys who earn $20,000, $30,000 a month, they all meet in a place. And he said, okay, why don't we go to Kamakura or we go to that Fuji mountain place. I like that. We'll go there. I was a little concerned because in Japan you cannot just go to any place and book a hotel just like that. You need to do it 1 month or 2 months in advance. Everything has to be done in advance. And this person, a very important person, he wants to go to that particular mountain, Fuji mountain, and that setting he wants to see. And I called a number of my friends and try to influence and get a place in some restaurant. You need to have a restaurant, you need to have some outdoor setting, all kinds of things in corporate. Finally, I called one fellow by name Anurag. He is also a CEO now for Ernst & Young, some company. And that person said he had a Japanese wife. Therefore, he said, I can arrange something but it will be in area seashore. It won't be exactly a mountain place. And then I went and told him, I tried so many places. Only seashore is available. I am not interested. I want only mountain. He said. And see, in corporate, you will have to get it done. I want this fellow, at least you have to bring that fellow said. Next day, something you have to bring. Then I approached another person from a different company and he was able to arrange this mountain. So, its conditions change. When somebody tells, I don't want to be bound by that, I have my own ideas. Therefore, this Bhava Bandhanath is not simple Bandhanath. It is that Bandham is keep changing. And I don't want to listen to somebody. I don't want somebody to control me and tell a suggestion. That itself is not possible. The words are very nicely chosen here. Uchet Asmat Bhava Bandhanath. So it has a meaning that bondage also keeps changing. Only the Guru knows. If the bondage is permanent, somebody can remove it. I am chained, somebody can remove it. And I am in prison, somebody can release me from the prison. But this bondage is chosen a very nice word. It keep on changing. And how will you release this bondage? Because it's not permanent. It's not one and fixed thing. It may come in any form and it keeps changing. Because that binds your mind which wants to be free. That's the idea here. It wants to. Therefore, the problem here is idam tat moksha. He says, what is that thing? I want to be released from by that tat. That means it is moksha sadhanam. Idam tat is, it is this. That is moksha sadhanam. What is moksha sadhanam? The problem is bondage. The moksha sadhanam must be knowledge. It is knowledge. And there is no other way. Jnanam is the only solution. You require an instrument of knowledge, there is no choice. That's why in Vedanta you need pramanam. You need pramanam, you need a guru, because the cause is bandhanam and it's bondage. This bondage is removed only by, this bondage is caused by ajnanam and it has to be removed only by jnanam. Here in this way, this is the system in which it works. Why? You need so many factors. See, you have gone to 4th standard. You need a bag, you need pencil, you need a slate in those days. Now you need some instruments, a pen or at least a calculator and things like that. Without that you can't work. So you have entered in a particular way and you need to have all the equipments and you need to get going. You are a mountaineer and you want to climb mountain. You can't say that I'm a ustad, yeah, I can do everything and I don't want these instruments and I can just climb. Nobody can climb because you need all those things. That's why here, what all those things you need? To Guru you need Sastram, you need Sastra Upadesham, Sadhana Chadustayam you need. You might have completed your Karma Yoga. Karma you should have done as yoga. Otherwise you are not an eligible person. Astya krita kridena. You have to come to a conclusion by doing things that I cannot achieve. You should have come to a determination that by doing an action it is taking me to another action, it is not releasing me. That kind of viraga should have been there. Otherwise this is not going to work. So I don't know where I stand and where I want to go is the situation. And in this situation, you certainly need a certain parameters which helps you. But that is what is Vedanta learning. That's why he is setting the scene, idam tat, says. And the student also must have constant self-checking for sadhana chadustayam. It's not it's not a one-day affair that I have sadhana chadustayam, hereafter I will go and study. It's not like that. Sadhana, samadhama and all, you need to scratch and see every day whether I am attracted by my senses, whether I have tidiksha, the endurance, am I doing my swadharma, uparama, whether I have saddha. All these things has to be continuously checked. And then only the next one comes. And the teacher says, savadhana manaha. Savadhana manaha, listen as a mumukshu. Then he is going to say, Bhavavandanath, if you want to get out of this, you need to have a mind to listen, a mind attention. For that, you need to have all these qualifications checked now and then. He says, anayesena, comfortably. It's not effortlessly. You can take it as comfortably, anayasena. Ayasam is with some difficulty. Anayasena, I want to learn. That's the first word. Anayasena, yena, asmat mucheyam bhavabandhanat. Here, what Mahatma has given an explanation to this, anayasena. By his own experience, he has stated that. A Mahatma from Ramakrishna Math. This anayasena bhavabandhanat, how does it? Because this freedom from bondage doesn't come at the end, at the release stage. It is not because of the effort of the individual. You completely surrender. And the knowledge takes place and it just happens. It is not out of effort that happens. You have done all these practices and everything happens, and this knowledge, if it is from all these set of sadhana chadustayam, you have done all these practices and you have done all these things, This, it happens anayasana, he says. When explaining this particular word, he says, anayasana, it happens. That's why Adi Shankara has used this word. He has not simply put anayasana. The student asks, student also knows this. That's why he says, it should happen anayasana. Why should a student say that it should have, I should do it without many effort? Yeah, it looks foolish, isn't it? A student comes all the way and asks the teacher, now, I won't put any effort, but it should happen. That means that knowledge, I am a full adhikari and you are a great teacher. You know all these things. If you teach me, you are the right guru. I am the right student also. I know that. And the only thing missing is Mahavakyam. That Mahavakyam is given to me properly and it happens anayasena. And a Mahatma from Ramakrishna Math has explained in that way. It happens anayasena because all the qualifications for the student and the teacher are set in proper way. That what is required there is just the explanation of the padartham, not only vakyartham, padartham, tat, tvam and asi. Each and every word, if it is clearly understood, the knowledge automatically takes place. There is no need for any effort. In this particular system, this is how it should happen. In bhakti, it will happen in a different way. In this system, if everything is set, everything is perfect. I should have also surrendered. It's not that bhakti is different. I don't have bhakti, but I want this to happen. It won't happen. Bhakti is included here. Karma is included here. Upasana is included here. All these qualifications I already have. This we should never miss. Never miss the bus. It is not that jnanam is taken out separately and I want jnanam and I want jnanam of only with that Mahavakyam, Tattvamasi, and that thing I listen, that will happen. That's why it doesn't work. Many thousands try, it doesn't work. The teacher also says Tattvam. This fellow also says I am Brahmasmi, but nothing is happening. Both are repeating the same thing. I see somebody, it happened once to me also. When I just went and met a big person, a sadhu, and he was also telling me, oh, why so many years I've been waiting, you are coming so late, so many years it has taken. I am not Vivekananda, he is that Ramashta Brahmasta. So I cannot immediately think, oh, this is Ramashta, I have seen Ramashta, I am Vivekananda, something like that. So he repeated the same words. So I can't just come to a conclusion that, okay, everything ho gaya, yeah. Now tomorrow onwards I have to go to Chicago and deliver a lecture. Somebody did that also. In Sadhu, I know. He went to the place, all the places of Swami Vivekananda, and he delivered lectures in those places, and he has some disciples, and he has full satisfaction that he has another Vivekananda. And he tells all these people that we have gone to all the places of Vivekananda, we have delivered lectures, now we have revived Vivekananda's mission. It's all we can think. But it has to happen. You have to see here. As Ramana says, right side. Whether it is really there, working or not, is a very interesting thing. So anayesana yena asmat mucheyam bhavabandharat tanve sanchipya bhagavan kevalam kripaya vada. So vada me. The teacher says, please explain me. Sanchipya, briefly. Kevalam kripaya. Through mercy alone. Bhagavan. So kevalam kripaya Bhagavan. Vada. Vada me sanchipya. What? What is to be told? Tat yena mucheyam. That by which I may become liberated. Tat yena mucheyam. How? Anayesena. From what? Asmat bhava bandhana. From this bondage of birth. It is very clear. Setting by the student, as we have also seen in classic examples of Mahatmas, how they approach a guru and what kind of feeling they undergo. It is not normal just going and asking Samit Pani, Parichilo, Kankarmashitan, Brahmanaha, and then Medamayat, Aste Krida Kridena, Jnanartham, Sa, Gurumeva Abhikachet, Samit Panihi, Stotriyam Brahmanishtam. It has such deep meaning. Samit Panihi. What is Samit Panihi? Why a person takes Samit Panihi? Because he indicates that my mind is like this twig, which is dry twig, which can catch fire at any time. I am so pure and so dry. Dry here means that moisture is all kinds of malam. I don't have any kind of malam. I am pure. I am a mumukshu. What is mumukshu? Mumukshu is not a simple person who mostly wants to know God. My most important thing is God. No. My only thing is God. I have nothing else, is mumukshu. Mumukshu is not, I have so many other agendas. One of the agendas is going to understanding myself for God, and that is most important to me. That is not mumukshutam. Mumukshutam is, I have only this work, nothing else. அங்கேயே இப்போ டெஸ்ட் பண்ணி பார்த்தா ரொம்ப ஃபீல் ஆக வேண்டியதான். If you test ourselves, whether we pass or not is the question mark. Because I have so many other things. Seeking God is one of the things is mediocre. Very, very mediocre. Seeking God is the most important thing is somewhat okay. But both these things are not mumukshutam. Mumukshutam is like the Samitpanihi, Sotriyam, Brahmanishtam. Samitpanihi, that the indication is shown, that Nasti Krita Kridena, that thing, that Viveka must be absolutely firm. That Viveka also includes Viraga. Nirvedamaya. I have come to a conclusion. Who is Brahmanaha there, the wise person? Is wise person Brahmanaha there means not a person who has done karma. It doesn't mean karmi. It means a karma yogi. I have done all karmas as yoga. Otherwise, you can't come to the Nirveda Maya. You can't come to the conclusion that work will not give me this liberation. A person who is seeking pleasure through work can never come to this conclusion. A person who has done continuously in his life sacrifices. That's why social service. That person comes to a confirmed feeling that all these things cannot give me that liberation which I am longing for. He comes. And he comes with a twig, or that dry twig, which is an indication that I have all the qualifications, that I have vivekaha, I have viragaha, and my mind I have chitta shuddhi, chitta ekagrata, and now you have to give me that knowledge which will catch fire. That is the idea of Samitpani. This is the idea here. So, Asmat Bhavabandhanat, from this one, Anayesena Ucheyam. We'll go to the next sloka. Now, the student has told, the Guru has to say what he has to say. Guru Ruvacha Sadhite Vachana Vyaktihi Pratibhadi Vadhamite Idam Tadditi Vispashtam Savadhana Manashrunu. So here he says Savadhana Manashrunu. You need to have an attention. That's what has been the preparatory in the previous sloka. It shows that the student already has this Savadhana Mana. That's why he is asking this question. He has all the attention. Jnani need to have a compassion, natural. It has to be natural to any jnani who is imparting this knowledge, because he is also looking for a student. Mostly when you have something precious, when you have some knowledge, the knowledge is not something that will let you just keep quiet. Actually, you need to give it out. You can't just keep it. So there will be equal search from the part of Guru. Even though he doesn't go and declare and invite people, he will have an inner urge to share this knowledge which he knows is precious. It is not that Guru's desire, it is Ishvara's plan. It is Ishvara's plan. So Ishvara in his cosmic intelligence, it is a cosmic intelligent principle which will not leave you. Which will not leave either the Shishya or the Guru. It will link. If you look at any cosmic intelligent principle, it is amazing. We talk of Nirgunam. You just jump there. But what is wrong in creation? It's also so nice. The only problem with creation is it will have Sukham Dukkham, it will have night and day, it will have Dvandva. Otherwise, it is so nice and the most intelligent thing that a human being can comprehend. It is so nice. And everything is perfect, immaculate, incapable of committing any mistake. Only my hand, if I put my hand, there is a possibility of a mistake. Because the human mind is put there. My willpower is put there. If I am just withdrawing from that and absolutely see or it, there is a design which is happening so nicely. Even a frog that is eaten by a rattle, anything that eats the other, and other eats that, other eats that, other eats that, you just watch at it. What finally happens is nice, beautiful. Everything is beautiful. Therefore, the Guru is also waiting to just teach. What the student wants is Savadana Manaha Srunu. Then he will say Vispashtam, I will make it clear. And he also says Sadhi. And you see, this is another qualification of the Guru. Appreciate. Excellent. What your question is excellent. What you have done is very good. The first word he says is Sadhi. Sadhi te. Vachana Vyakti. Why you are Sadhi? Why you are excellent? Because Vachana Vyakti te Vachana, the verbal expression. Your expression is excellent, decent, short. This person, the student also is told everything in one sentence. Anayasena, Yena asmat mucheyam, bhavabandhanat, sanchipya, and kripaya vada bhagavan. This is what he told. And his expression, look at this, even you and I can understand it. Whatever a student has to say in a precious time, and he is able to express it so nicely, therefore the Guru is so happy. Not simply Guru is happy, we are also happy. Look at it. If I were a student, if I go to a Guru, a great Mahatma who has no time, and I have to put whatever I have to tell him. This is a very interesting lesson Adi Shankara is giving. How to talk and how to talk to your Guru. And whenever you want something from the Guru. Here you are in the begging bowl. And the Guru is very happy because this student has shown his caliber in just putting this request in one simple sentence, Vachana Vyaktihi. See how brilliant is Adi Shankara. To look at all these things in that angle is nice. Just read, it's okay. But look at it in what way he is putting. Guru is also talking, taking the most important. Vachana Vyaktihi Sadhi. Because here these two people are not just talking. He is going with the earnestness. The Shishya. The Guru is also very attentive and he is so careful. He is so compassionate to the Shishya. That's why he is able to understand what the Shishya has told and he has understood what is to be understood. So he puts two words, Sadhi, Vachana Vyaktihi. So verbal expression is very good. So generally people, Prabhata Sanji, keep on saying this. So many people go to him, talk to him. Every day at least some 10-20 people go to him, fix appointment. Fix an appointment for 1 hour. They keep talking for 55 minutes about themselves without letting Swami to talk. I have seen that sitting next to him. It's true. And finally, the last 5 minutes, the point was, okay, I'll go. Then just simply leave without actually listening a single word from Swami. I have seen it. Because people mostly want to let up. There is nobody to listen to you. Actually, if you want to do any good social service, go and listen to people. People are very happy. And don't open your mouth. The moment you open your mouth, you will pick up a fight. Hey, that's what the girl. Suno na. So you need to just listen, and that's just a great this thing. Generally, people keep on talking, and here he has seen that the student is expressing what he wants, and he has very clearly told what he wants. So he says, therefore he says, I shall teach you. Vispashtam vadami. Very clearly I will teach you. The teacher also says. So this is actually a drama set in that the presentation of how a teacher and the student dialogue should be there. It is also giving a classic example of how a conversation should take place between a guru and a sishya. And he also assumes, Shankara here is assuming that already the sadhana system, everything that the students of Vakya Vritti know. That's why he is not repeating whatever has been told in Tattva Bodha and Viveka Chudavadi. He doesn't talk about what is Shama, Dhamma, all those things. In the traditional books, you have to tell about all these things. He simply puts in one word that the Shama, Dhamma, now he has, the student has, he has said. Even if it is a very elaborate text, Gantha, like Viveka Chudamani, he used to talk about it also. Here, actually, he assumes, actually, you all done Tattva. That's why we are reading Vakya Vritti. Here it is assumed. And the student should ask this, he should put a question to the teacher. It's not just going to the teacher and the teacher start teaching. It's also traditionally, it's that pariprashna should take place. That's why in Mundaka Upanishad, this Parishalokan, Karmashitan, Brahmana, all these things, in the Upanishad lesson also it tells the same thing. Because we have got 53 slokas. So this evening we will continue Vakya.